Oh, sorry. Am I interrupting your comical yet melodramatic play? Uh-huh. So this is your incident you mentioned earlier. Mr. Prosecutor, this man, this childhood friend of yours, is our prime suspect. And what you ask of the murder of a man who had snuck into this embassy, Master the Second. Are you fucking... Why is... Everyone's coming. Everyone's just here. Again. How is there a second Mask Damask? And where's Desiree? Or whatever. Desire. But French. Mask Damask the Second. Huh. Only Larry could get himself into yet another mess as fun as this. But no matter what the facts may seem to say, Larry is not the type to commit murder. Still, it's a rather daunting stroke of misfortune I've struck. I have to prove that Larry Butts is innocent of all wrongdoing. Shifu, we've identified the victim! Good work. I'll take that report now. Agent Lang, would you mind if I take a peek at it as well? What did I tell you earlier, Mr. Prosecutor? Don't get in my way. There's only enough flesh here to feed one wolf, and that one is me. So, no, you may not take a peek. But Agent Lang... Oh my, everyone's here! Agent Lang. Will you allow me to an investigator such as myself to take a look? Oh yeah, of course. You let the detective see the file. You're Detective Bad. You're the prosecutor, Mr. Edgeworth, right? Fancy meeting you here, Detective. You weren't expecting me? Ever since that day 7 years ago, I've chased after the great thief, non-stop. I even pressured Interpol into keeping me in the loop, in case a card was ever found. What incredible dedication to the case. Detective Bad knows the great thief's M.O. very well, and his passion for the case hasn't died down in these 7 long years. It's something I can respect. But Detective Bad, I must ask, are you going to make an ally out of this prosecutor? My only goal is to arrest the great thief. If he can get to the bottom of this case, then I'm willing to share info with him. I'm in your debt, Detective Bad. Thank you. About the murder of Damask the Second, would you be willing to fill me in on the few of the details? When the thief showed up, Agent Lang and I took ourselves off guard duty and put ourselves in charge of directing things at this crime scene. Taking advantage of the chaos, Damask the Second, he broke into this embassy. Probably to steal some treasure or another. I suppose he lost his life when he was forced to fight someone else in this room. Why exactly was that man placed under arrest, Detective? That samurai. He was born looking suspicious, but not for the reasons you suspect, I assure you. As you can plainly see, he is completely harmless. Well, it was just a random guess. It's not like he's actually under arrest. Tonight here at the Albastian Embassy, Ambassador Alba was to give a commendatory speech, and that's when the thief showed up. But keep in mind, the thief isn't who I'm talking about right now. Those seats for the guests who had been called to sit in them were empty. And no show. Who was it that failed to take their seat? The Steel Samurai. Until the speech was to begin, each member of the entire Steel Samurai family was to wait in a separate room. However, for some weird reason, that man was spotted in a different location than his assigned room at that time. I mean, don't worry, he's just stupid. And where was he? He was on a roof with one of his legs down a chimney. Oh my god. That chimney leads directly into this room. Larry Butts, you've really outdone yourself this time. What were you thinking? In any case, I believe it's high time for me to start my investigation. You absolute fucking loser. Knives. There are some weapons on display. A crossbow, and under that, a set of knives bearing a flower motif. They must be the counterparts to the Balbalisian knives, which means that the blades inside these scabbards should match the blade that was used to kill Mr. Cochin. I won't rest until I've inspected all of them. Undo all of them. Blah blah blah. I expect that these are the counterparts to the knives. Should match the blade of the knife that killed him. What? One of the knives is missing its blade. Well, there you go. That's the one. Let's see if these two pieces of the blade and the handle fit each other. Easy peasy. It would appear that they fit together quite well, almost seamlessly. And this means that an Al-Bahesti knife did find its way into Babhal. But how? Easy peasy. Why is this fucking bent? It's the Steel Samurai's primary weapon, the Samurai Spear. Isn't it awesome? I totally fell for this thing. It's sleek and shiny just like my heart. It comes at you like whoosh. When you hold it, you just want to live life like bam. You do well to watch what you say, Larry. Although it is just as Larry says, the spear is quite the symbol of valor. However, speaking of spears, are you supposed to use them by thrusting the point straight into your opponent? I'm not entirely convinced that the spear is up to the task. What's wrong, Edgy? You're just staring off into the distance. Oh, I get it. Tell you what, I'll tell the studio to make you one, okay? But this one's mine. Did I say anything about wanting one? Maybe I can shut him up if I show him the piece of evidence. They'll point something out about this spear. Yeah, this. No, fuck. I don't have any, evidence, though. Do I? I can't just deduce it and say, yeah, look at this fucking bent-ass piece of shit. Yeah, okay, no, I don't. Goodbye. The counterpart to the Balbalisian butterfly is the Albestian flower. The butterfly and flower, they're both lovely things. But can we interpret this to mean that Albahest provides honey to Babhal? Francisca, can't you come up with a more meaningful or profound comment? Fuck off, Edgeworth. Very well, then let's hear what sort of profound comment you can come up with. Well, flowers cannot survive without the butterflies that spread their pollen. And butterflies cannot live without the nectar that flowers provide. If either one to disappear from the equation, neither would survive. How was that, Miss Von Karma? Your explanation took so long that I nearly fell asleep. Well, let's continue the investigation. Francisca, why can't you just admit I had something there? Nope. Why are there birds up here? Ah, yes, the flowers. And two gorgeous flowers are in bloom here. I'm sure flowers as lovely as these must have an equally as lovely name. Miles Edgeworth, are you done staring? I should hardly think passion flowers are all that rare. Passion flowers? That's a rather unusual name. It was named by a priest in the 15th century for the Passion of Christ. As I say, you learn something new every day. Thank you. Why are there a tree? Fuck off with these flowers. Why is there a fucking tree that literally comes in here? It's a fireplace, and by the looks of it, I don't think it's been used recently. Yes, I think I can see anything unusual about it. Can't see anything unusual. The person shaking hands with the Steel Samurai in this picture is Ambassador Alba. It was taken just before the murder. The Steel Samurai must be very popular. They're even using the National Treasure as backdrop. I just don't understand. What exactly is so great about Top Knot there? Clearly there's a depth to the show that a young person like you can't fathom. Speaking of young people, aren't young children the target audience of this show of costumed actors? That's probably important. And before Alba's like, I never even met him. So this is the victim, Damask II. What's with his gaudy outfit? You don't know about Master Damask? A few months ago, This thief caused a lot of havoc on the populace. So this thief is separate from the Great Thief. I thought they were for a while because their MO and targets were different. Damask likes high-value trinkets and jewels, and being gaudy is his signature. Gumshoe was in charge of the investigation, so he'd know more about Damask. That's alright, all I'd probably hear are tales of his failure anyway. You haven't changed a bit, I see. In any case, let's get started here, shall we? We'll rest until I've inspected everything. Yeah, there's literally... what here? So this is the murder weapon in this case. There's blood on the blade. It's a rather sweep sword, isn't it? Sweeping sword. What do you expect? It's Steel Samurai's daddy's secondary weapon. I only call it his secondary because although he uses the sword in almost most of his battles, it's his trusty samurai spear that he turns into in a real fight. You sure know quite a bit about the Steel Samurai. That's only because I saw the stage show earlier. The owner of the sword is the Steel Samurai. Or in other words, Larry. I should probably ask him about it, as detrimental as it is to proving him innocent. What is he holding? It looks like a piece of paper from a notepad. Oh, okay. It appeared that directions on how to reach this room were written by hand. There's something written on the back here as well. I'd like you to steal the Primaduck statue in this room. What is that supposed to mean? Who writes a note to themselves like that? If I had to guess from the text, I would say that this is actually a request from someone about what to steal. Just who is this person that requested the thief of the Primaduck statue? Can we look who the fucking thief is? I thought Master Mask had quit the business. This guy is just a copycat using the name. A phony successor. He's just another petty thief. Oh, thank God. Desi's fine. His real identity is an out-of-work guy by the name of Kashino. He's 29 and wanted on larceny charges. From his clothes and what he was carrying, we determine that this guy is the real Damask II. The cause of death appears to be loss of blood from the back of the head. And it seems that he was struck with something very hard. In other words, he was bludgeoned to death. Why would you bludgeon someone with a fucking sword when you can just fucking gut him? There's not a single shred of fashion sense in Damask's costume. Well, at least I can appreciate the great effort he must have put into making it. You two don't know. You can buy these costumes almost anywhere now. What? It's being sold since when? Since around New Year's. The streets are practically flooded with them. Why? Turns out Damask is a lot more popular than I thought he'd be. I can't believe that foolish fool would dress in fool's clothing to act foolishly. I got your point about three foolishes back, Francisco. Thank you. Okay, same thing. I don't know if, like, you know, there's no blood on his hat. That means he didn't have his fucking hat on. What's this? I suppose this was the wrapping cloth Damask II used to carry his stolen goods. There's nothing wrapped in it now. I guess he never did manage to get his hands on whatever it was he was out to steal. He's gonna steal this thingy. There was the exact same statue sitting in the Balbalisian office we examined. It's the Primaduck statue. It was the national treasure of the Principality of Codovia. There's only one of these statues, meaning that one of the two is a replica. But both Albahest and Bobhal claimed to have the real thing. That's why they wanted to steal it. The other side, 100%. So they can be like, hey, look, we have the real one. No matter what, because they have both. What an incredibly childish fight to have. So this one's probably real. I won't rest until I've inspected everything. Primaduck statue, there's one of these on the Balbalisian side as well. Hey, it's very valuable and made of pure gold. It's the national treasure of Codovia. There's only one of these statues, meaning that one of the two is a replica. But both Albahest and Bobo claim the real thing and won't budge from their claim. Okay. Anything else? Deduce. Huh. This was damaged in the fire. Gold. I'm not sure. It's made of gold. You can probably do that. There's clearly a contradiction here. Fuck off. Then your logic. Fuck off. I wanted to be like, hey, by the way, this was supposed to be stolen. That sure looks like fun, Edgy. Well, it's not. No, let's not forget of whose sake I am suffering. One more, just try with the statue. The other one. No, okay, fuck. I was just fucking around, okay? Don't hit me, please. Whatever. Wait, what are these? The detective plans here as well. This room is overflowing with nature. Humans used to live in the grandeur of nature once long ago. I believe I'm not mistaken thinking that those people truly love nature. It's coming from a man who loves shows featuring costume actors. She just had to go there again, didn't she? Talk. Larry, there are a few things I need to ask you about. Hey, how about that? I've got a few things I gotta ask you too. What is it? It's like both you and him. How is it that you two always manage to have some cute or hot girl by your side? And Francie, what about that promise you made to me? Hey, it's not my fault that Mia's hot. Well, Mia's dead, but... Well, not Mia, but... Feels bad. But I got Kay, so, you know what? That's fine by me. No, Maya can turn into Mia, so it's not actually that bad. So she's technically not gone. Promise? What promise? One where you said you would model for my next book. Francie whipped... Oh, fuck off, Trip. Ow! I made no such promise. Ever since grade school, we've had a certain saying about Larry. When something smells, it's usually the buds. One needs to look no further than this man to find the king of troublemakers. Can you tell me about the fucking sword, dude? Hey, that's an official Steel Samurai weapon. Huh? What? You want me to do it? Oh, you have no idea how many fans asked that of me. What are you prattling on about? Steel Samurai Tsuchi Slice! How is that? I bet it sends shivers up your spine. I let myself get caught up in being a spectator. How could I have failed myself? As I recall, aren't you calling yourself a Loris Dunham now? That's Dunois. Loris Duxenham? I fucking hate French words. Get that straight in your head, Edgy. Ow! Now I remember, you're that rude, pale imitation of a real artist. No, you've got it all wrong. I gave up on that whole Loris business. Besides, when Benjolina left me and my heart broke, that's when Mindy walked into my life. She's been so good to me that I wanted to help her in some way. I figured I'd go through the Steel Samurai outfit. Your inane blathering makes less and less sense each time we meet. I believe he's saying that he picked up his part-time job as a Steel Samurai so that he may attempt to capture the heart of the actress who plays the Pink Princess. You got it! I knew you'd know what I meant, Edgy. Not really. It's not so much as I understood. But it's a simple deduction based on your usual modus operandi, Larry. Larry, I'd like you to confess right now to everything you did tonight. Confess? Hey, don't tell me you suspect me too. Nonsense. I don't believe you have the mental acuity needed to plan and execute a murder. However, we are talking about you here, so I find it hard to believe that nothing happened. Past experiences taught me that you were always at the center of some insane event. Edgy, how can you be so mean, stabbing me with your words like that? Unfortunately, I don't have the time to search out a key to unlock your heart this time. So I suggest that you cooperate and tell me what you know. Okay, I get it. Just stop Francie from whipping me from behind. So I guess you know what I did, right, Edgy? I can't even begin to imagine. However, I imagine that whatever you were up to was probably beyond my imagination. So you'll tell me what exactly you did, Larry. He probably got fucking stuck in the chimney. Nope, not yet, Edgy. I'll take more than that to loosen my lips. A lot more. Confess. No. Oh. Okay, well, I was up on the roof. And why exactly were you up there? Oh, you know. The wintry costume and the legendary hero. Legendary hero. Santa Claus. Santa Claus. I want to do that thing he does, so I climbed up to one of the chimneys. But when I got there, there was smoke pouring out of the chimney. Huh. And, well, I couldn't go down the chimney with smoke coming up, right? So I gave up. Larry, you do realize that Santa Claus does not exist, right? Of course I know. I did graduate from junior high, you know. And you should also understand this. If Santa was real, he would be the biggest unlawful trespasser in history. Ah, crud. It is your attempt to imitate Santa that has landed you as the prime suspect in this murder. Come on, man. What's so wrong with pretending to be Santa? Larry, let's start with the fact that it will be the Ides of March in a matter of hours. Santa only visits homes on December 24th. That's in December, you nitwit. Oh. Hey, wait a sec. We're not in court. I don't care. Larry, about to steal the samurai sword that was used as the murder weapon. Oh, that. Well, I shook hands with the ambassador in this room, you know. Yes, apparently you did. Well, I totally forgot about it and left it behind when I left afterwards. You want to talk about shock? I was the most shocked of all when I heard it killed someone. Shocked. Foolish fool looking especially foolish for foolishly stating such a foolish excuse. You forgot to take something that big with you? Who would believe such a tale? Sorry, Miss Von Karma, but I believe him. Because if anyone could forget something like that, it would be Larry. Andrew, you believe me? I just knew that our friendship is something special. Anyway, even if Larry had simply forgotten the sword and left it behind, that in no way clears his name. Which means that I will have to prove his innocence from a different angle. Larry. What's this plant supposed to be? Francisca, can't you see that's supposed to be a likeness of Ambassador Alba? Miles Edgeworth, as a subordinate, you have a lot of nerve telling me what to think. I look forward to your next salary assessment next month. You're deluding yourself if you think you have any control over that. Life goes on. Okay. Deduce this with the sword. And probably will do something. God damn it. I hate life. Why do I suck? Well, I don't. I suppose I have no choice then. I'll just have to explain it to you from the beginning. Whatever. Wow, the statue's face looks a bit like that costumed hero you like so very much. I only wonder why you Americans have such an affinity for this kind of face. The statue wasn't made by an American, you know. At least I don't suppose so. I mean, I doubt it. Okay, look at this again. Fireplace, and by the looks of it, I don't think it's been used recently. Damn. Detective bad. Tell me something about this. So he clutched this note as he went about his business. It was a poor excuse for a criminal. top of which he was only following in someone else's footsteps. What a small fry. I've been a detective for a long time. I can see straight through these people. He really has a different air about him. Now, if only Gumshoe could understand, then it'd be more like Detective Bad. Detective Bad, I'm wondering if you might be able to tell me something about this. Be nice. Looks like there's nothing about you that's changed. Huh. Daughter of Von Karma, you're still just a sapling of a prosecutor, so... I'll have you know that I've already grown into a stately third tree of a prosecutor. Is that right? Is he just toying with Francisca? He seems to be enjoying this quite a bit. Probably. None of this is probably related, so... Unless I tell him about Manny's dying. Wonder if you might take a look at this, detective. Yeah, I heard Cochin's dead. What a waste. He's staring at his mirror with his eyes unfocused and his jaw clenched tight. Talk. You did some investigating around the Balbalisian embassy too, right? I did. Is there a problem? Lang Zi says, a wolf who aims to hunt for 2 rabbits at once. I believe the idiom you require is he who runs after 2 hares will catch neither. Huh. A real wolf can catch both. I see. So what you're trying to say is, seeing as how I am currently handling these 2 cases... Huh, suit yourself. But don't say I didn't warn you. I only have a smoky chimney. Maybe I need to check that crossbow. Who knows? Why is there a weapon on display in a place like this? I wonder why there are no whips on display here. Francisca! Stop it. This must be the Ambassador Alba's desk. His notebook is open on his desk. He must have been in the middle of something important work. Sapling growth log. It finally sprouted. Funny, it doesn't look like important work to me.